Welcome back to State of Sonder. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really good about this year. Last year was a rough year for me, and I feel like it was kind of like that collectively. Like whenever I talk to people, they were like, yeah, last year was a really challenging year, but I'm entering this year with fresh perspective and new motivation, and I'm just really excited to just live life. I feel like so many of us have forgotten the whole purpose of our existence. And, we make so many plans and we put so much pressure on ourselves and create these narratives about where we should be or how life should look like. And I'm just like, why do we do this to ourselves? There's just so much beauty in life that I think we miss. And so for me, that has been a big thing going into this year of just like allowing life to happen and enjoying it. And we actually talk a lot about that in this episode. And I'm so excited to share this episode. It is with just an absolute power couple, Aaron and Chelsea Dodge. I met Aaron at F45 when I was a trainer there for some time, and Aaron was a loyal member, and he would always just walk into class with the biggest smile on his face and just such a positive energy. And I think, there are people sometimes where when they walk into a space, they just like light it up. And really, Aaron has that gift. And I actually met his wife, Chelsea, for the first time recording this podcast. And she is just so hilarious and so sweet. And it was just such a joy getting to know her. Aaron is a social media consultant and content creator, and Chelsea is the owner of Billy Simone Jewelry, and her jewelry is just insane, so beautiful, and they are both just so kind and funny and ambitious, and they're just killing it both individually and as a couple. And I really enjoyed this conversation. I left so inspired by them, and I was just so grateful that they opened up about certain vulnerable moments that they've experienced together and just the perspectives they've gained. And I just think this was such a great episode, and I hope you enjoy. Hello, Aaron and Chelsea. Welcome to State of Sonder.
What's up?
Hi. I'm so excited to have you both. It's interesting because up until this point, I've basically had a lot of like my friends come on like that are super close to me, and I feel like I kind of know their story and I like talk to them about it all the time. But with you both, like Chelsea, I'm meeting you for the first time today, and Aaron, I've only seen you like in the capacity of the gym.
Right.
And so I really just kind of wanted to start, first of all, with you guys sharing a little bit about yourself and like, were you from LA? Like, when did you move out here if you weren't, and all of that? Just like a little bit of your story before we dive in.
Right. You want me to go first?
You could go first.
All right, cool. Originally from upstate New York, but I was living in Charlotte before I moved out here. Most of my professional career has been in sports. Oh. So I got really lucky out of college and caught an internship with an NBA team down in New Orleans. That was back when they were the New Orleans Hornets. And that kind of catapulted my like sports career, and super lucky that I got the opportunity that I did, because after the 2 years interning in New Orleans, I got a full-time job in Minneapolis. And so I was working for not only the Timberwolves, but the Minnesota Lynx. Okay. WNBA, love it. The women are so much better to work with than the guys.
I'm sure, obviously.
Yeah, totally. And then I moved back to Charlotte. My family is in South Carolina. I wanted to be closer to them, and a lot of my friends was living in Charlotte. And so I was in Charlotte for 8 years, bounced around from different marketing agencies, advertising agencies, and then was with a small video production house in Charlotte. And we were right at the precipice when like cool, high energy like video edits were like starting to come up on social media, and we were like one of the best in Charlotte, and it was so much fun. And I was working with a lot of my friends, because a lot of my friends have businesses in Charlotte. That was a blast. And then the pandemic kind of crushed us, because we were a small house. A lot of people took their marketing budgets back, and so I was like, just got out of a relationship. I was TikTok was on the rise. I was like at my buddy's house, like working out of his basement. And I was like, if I don't go into business for myself, everyone's always saying like, Dodge, help me with my social media, help me with my social media. And one guy was like, I'll hire you for this new product I got if you run our TikTok. And I was like, I quit. And so I quit and I like went into business for myself. And so I've been working for myself for 5 years in social media and content creation. And then I'm going to save the story for how I came out to LA for a little bit later.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
then Chelsea can go.
Okay, my story I feel like is a little bit shorter than that. I did a lot less bouncing around. And like that's how I should have went first. So I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas, and I came out here for college. Went to FIDM, which I believe is now under like a new ownership, but it's a fashion school in downtown Los Angeles. I went there for apparel, wanted to be a stylist like everybody else. And then I got out of school and I could not find a job. So this headhunter was like, you could work at this place and be a jewelry assistant. It's the same thing as drawing clothes. You just draw jewelry. I was like, all right, great. That sounds good, I guess. And then I literally never worked in apparel.
Oh, wow.
And that is like, went to school for apparel, thought I was going to be a stylist, work in apparel. And then I ended up in jewelry and I love it. And so ever since then, I had worked for a few different brands doing design and product development and helping brands scale their production. And it's taking me to some very cool countries. I've been to Bali and
Oh, wow.
India for like quite a few times. I've been to India and it's been really fun. And so I have helped multiple like fine jewelry brands scale. And now I've started my own brand, Billy Simone Jewelry. And it's been really great.
How long have you been doing like now for yourself? How long has it been?
So I talk about this a lot, but Billy has been kind of like my side piece for a long time. She was born before the pandemic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then during the pandemic, I actually had a viral product that I had patent pending. It was a mask chain that held your mask. And I know a lot of brands do them, but mine was definitely the first one on the market. And it went viral and it was very fun. You know, in the pandemic, I kind of had this moment where you're kind of like, oh, this is why your parents say you should go into like medical or law. And now I'm in jewelry and I'm not going to have a job. And then really jewelry flourished during the pandemic. I mean, so many brands and friends in the industry, like we all ended up doing pretty well, I would say, even though gold was climbing and you know, there were challenges with all of the shutdowns. Like we all did pretty well. And I was just consumed making mask chains for like months and months and months. So she like, I always tell Erin, I'm like, Billy like comes and goes, but now she's here to stay. So during the pandemic, she was hot. She was bumping. And, you know, I always found myself like, going back to help other brands because I really am super introverted and being behind the scenes and working for other people. And it's been really great. But earlier this year has just, you know, been this like pull inside of me, I guess, that it's like time to just do Billy Simone on my own and only that. So I do consult for one other client. I've worked with her for a really long time and I'll never stop because I love her. But aside from that, it's just a lot of custom engagement rings and a lot of like exciting projects coming to my website.
Well,
So,
congratulations. That's amazing. Did you always think that you like were gonna have your own business, or were you always kind of thinking like I'll continue working with brands and things like that, and then it just like happened so that Billy kind of blew up a little bit?
I really like doing both because I love multiple streams of income. It's like
Don't
really,
we all?
Yeah,
Don't we all?
I think the hardest, like the thing that was really hard for me to walk away from was just like having full-time income. And then all the Billy money was just like side money, and it was great. And sometimes it was more than what I made at my full-time job. And that was like really fun and exciting. But then it got to the point where I felt like I was selling my soul, and the jewelry like wasn't fun anymore. And the biggest thing that I always say to Erin is like, if it's not fun, I don't want to do it. Especially when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like the driver of your own boat. But I always thought that I would have more hands-on with other brands. But things have changed. And I think the biggest thing with jewelry is just trying to find ways to set yourself apart from other brands. And I think what's really coming full circle for me is that I have touched a lot of brands and I know how a lot of brands operate. And now I've realized there's a space for everybody to succeed, but how can I separate myself from not just being another brand to compete with other brands that I know and love, and I want everybody to win and have their own path, and I want to have my own path.
I actually want to get into that in a sec because I do want to know like how you set yourself apart, but I do want to go back a little bit, Erin, because you just mentioned like your LA story, and now I'm very, very curious, and I would love to know.
Well, yeah. So I was living in Charlotte and was working for myself, and a buddy of mine was supposed to get married at a certain time around the pandemic, but they had to push because of COVID. So they pushed it to October of 2021, and I'm now full-fledged working for myself, enough income, and I'm like, all right, Charlotte's kind of, I feel like I'm always going to end up in Charlotte. I see me putting roots in Charlotte. I see me growing old in Charlotte. And I'm like, okay, let me go out to this wedding, but I'm going to go out a month early, and I'm going to, network with as many people as I can. And I can work with my clients, but like while living in LA, I was like, this is what you're supposed to do when you work for yourself. You don't come in to a wedding for like 3 days and then go back to your at-home office. You like work in the city because you now like work for yourself. So, and that was like the first time I ever like did that, but I was very happy that I did. So I'm working in LA, and I'm like, I'm gonna have my dating apps open because I'm just gonna like see where the party at.
Okay.
So I had my dating apps open, and so I did my whole month. I connected with a couple of ladies, but nothing manifested itself.
Obviously.
And then
Wait, which apps?
I was on Hinge.
Okay.
And then I was staying in Hollywood, and I drive to Malibu for this wedding and having a good time. And the wedding is kind of like coming to the end, and I just like over in the corner of the reception, and I pull up Hinge, and this cutie had liked my profile.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay,
Because he was in Hollywood.
Because
like, my radius was like,
It's like this long.
oh my gosh, like I'm not going to date someone in Santa Monica. Like
it's like another state.
In a normal city, you're like, yeah, 10-mile radius. Not here.
Not here.
Not
No.
here. It's like 3 miles.
Oh my God.
Because like I got a dog. I got, then you got to go pack your bag. Like you got to pack the dog stuff. It's like, no.
So we matched, and I like let it be. Like I think we maybe sent a couple of messages the first night, and then I had to drive back from Malibu, drop my rental car off back in Hollywood, then take a Lyft and get back to LAX by like 11 a.m. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do all of that, and then I'm going to open my app back up and see what she's up to and start and continue the conversation. So I think like one of the next messages I said was like, it's so great to meet you. I'm excited to get to know you more. Oh, by the way, I don't live in LA. I'm on a flight back to Charlotte. And she said,
I think I said,
well, what were you thinking?
I was like, all right, yay, another Instagram follower. Back to the swipes. You know how it goes. Because
That's not what I was expecting her to say.
He didn't like say like, oh, can't wait to get to know you more. He was like, it was so nice to match, but like, unfortunately, I'm on my way like out of town.
And she has a 3-mile radius, so you are like on the other side of the country.
Like, oh, okay. Well, great. And so, but we did follow each other on Instagram. And I would like to say I swiped on his profile because I audibly cackled.
Wait,
And
why?
I feel like any profile that you're like actually laughing out loud, you have no choice but to be like,
From one
that
of
was
his
a really good-
prompts.
Well, so this was like, I was like, okay, there's no way this guy is serious. Like he's like
Wait for
doing
it.
a TikTok dance. Like, and he's like so animated in the face that I thought he was like mocking the people that do that dance on TikTok. And I was like, this is comical. Like, obviously I'm swiping on you. And then when we like followed each other, I was like, oh, he like does that. I was like, I was like, oh, okay. This is like not like
That's what I do.
Yeah. And then I actually sent the first DM on Instagram.
Okay. So
Because-
this was after he's now gone.
Yeah. I was like, all right, bye. And then, I think it was like the next morning, he posted a book on his Instagram story. And it's this book called Journey to the Heart. And I also own this book. I'm not a reader, by the way. So this is like interesting that now to look back and be like, oh, we bonded over a book. Like my goal this year is to read one book, and I'm like halfway through the book, and it's December 6th.
We've got 3 more weeks.
Yeah, I got
Right.
it's my time to shine. And it's this book where you like open it to the date. And you read like the little passage for that day. So the cool thing is like, you don't have to read it every day, but like whatever day you decide to open it, I feel like if you're not opening it every day, you never like get the same passage. Cause it's like, you can own it for many, many years. And if it's like May 6th, you just open it.
Yeah.
And then you
It's like a
read
daily
like a little
meditation.
like, daily meditation. Sometimes they're like 3 sentences. Sometimes they're like half a page. So he posts the book and I was like, of course we have the same book. And then that was the day that Instagram went down.
There was a big Instagram crash, like
Oh my
Facebook,
gosh,
Instagram.
okay.
It was
crash.
like a big deal.
Okay.
And so then we went back on Hinge and he gave me his number on Hinge and that's how we started texting.
And then we FaceTimed.
Yeah, we had a FaceTime date. And I was like, well, it'll be good to like talk to people because, not only am I introverted, this pandemic had made me like so socially awkward. It was like not good. So it's like, at least I could talk to someone on a screen and then I'll get better like talking to people in public again.
I honestly, I feel like I'm a pretty extroverted person, but because of COVID, I've definitely developed like social anxiety for sure. So I completely
And then
understand.
if you're already introverted, it's a lot.
yeah.
Like even with like my mask chains going viral in the pandemic, that was like a lot of exposure for me. And so then like just social interactions on top, I was just like really socially awkward at that time. But yeah, then we like FaceTimed for like,
Tell her about the next day. After.
but on the date,
the FaceTime date.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I could like FaceTime with you. I'm getting my COVID vaccine during that time. Do you want to watch? And so he was like on FaceTime. My friend is a pharmacist that also found a side gig during COVID doing mobile vaccines.
Okay.
And so she like rolls up into my parking garage. I've got Aaron on the screen. Never met him before. My friend's like, hi. And she's like, sticks it in my arm. She's like, if something happens to her, my name is Trang. And please call me.
Oh my God.
Funny.
And then it was like a great chat. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then the next morning, I come home from the gym and my FaceTime is like ringing again. And I'm like my phone's on the counter and I'm like, oh my God, he's calling me again. And like, he didn't ask.
I was just on the way to work, and I was like, I wonder what she's up to.
And then we just like literally FaceTime every second of every day.
Wait,
after
okay.
that.
So the first time you talked, how long was the conversation?
Oh, it was at least an hour.
Yeah, a
At
couple
least
hours.
an hour.
Because
Oh
we
my
were in a
God.
3-hour time difference.
Right.
And it was kind of perfect when we were chatting because I was a morning person. So I go to the gym at 6. And then when I'm coming home from the gym, he was like heading to work. So we would chat. And then like at night, it was great because I'd be eating my dinner and he would be getting ready for bed. So, and then after I was done eating, he would go to sleep and I would get like 2 hours of myself.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So then what happened? I'm such a romantic, so I'm like so into this.
It's okay. It's okay. I love our story. I could tell our story 1,000 times. Okay, this is where I will be very truthful. So I went back to Charlotte, was obviously enjoying our conversations, but I was just like, the conversations are great. She is a great person. I'm getting to know her, but like I also was like, what are the chances that like this is going to really and truly manifest itself into something? And I also am like a very like personable, like in your face, like I'm an extrovert. So like it was one thing to be having like really good conversations with Chelsea throughout the day and texting and all that kind of stuff. But then it was another thing to be interacting with women like at run clubs or at the bar and like all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't doing anything shady, but I was also still looking for like someone in Charlotte to date at the same time. Cause like we didn't just match and like start dating. We were talking to each other.
Yeah, he did tell me a story like 3 weeks in about how he was at the bar and this girl like wanted him to buy her a drink. I was like, I don't need to hear about this.
And then when she reacted that way, I was like, oh, dang, like this is like, okay. And I was, so that was when I started to realize that like, it's not like I was like playing Chelsea by any means, but I was interested in one other person in Charlotte. We went out on a date, and then like after the date, she told me that she was just like, she's interested in someone else as well. And I was just like, okay. And then like, as soon as she like told me that, like, who'd I call? Chelsea. And then I was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you have great conversation with this woman. You have a lot in common. It was just like really going well. And I was just like, stop being an idiot. Stop looking for like love in Charlotte, and realize that this could like really manifest itself into something. And then she said
Meanwhile, I'm in therapy. Like, what am I doing with this guy? And my therapist is like, I don't really know. And I'm like, I'll give it to like 6 weeks. 6 weeks is kind of where I get to the point where I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, we don't need to get married in 6 weeks, but like, I need some sort of direction. I don't do the like 3-month situationship. I feel like you only do it one time. And then it's like,
She said something to me that like really like struck a chord with me. Is she said men really like, what do you like about like women? Like men really like women.
They really like to chat.
Yeah.
They don't like to commit. Like men will like chat with you all day long, but the second you're like, what are we doing? And you make them pick, they panic. And at 6 weeks, I was kind of like, this has been fun. And it's like been low lift for me because of the time change, and it just like really kind of fitting in my schedule. But I was like, bro, I don't need any more friends or pen pals. Like, what are we doing? Because I had made a few remarks like on calls that we had and like flirting with him, where I'd be like, don't make me fly out there. But I'm also like, tell me to fly out there. You know what I mean? Like, let's like do some spontaneous stuff here. And then at 6 weeks, when I said like, what are we doing? Like, I don't need a pen pal. Aaron booked a flight.
Okay.
So I booked a flight, and actually yesterday, like at this time 4 years ago, I was out here for like the flight.
It was great because I was like, either like this is gonna be my husband, or I'm doing this for the plot, and either story is gonna be fantastic. Like, there's like literally no way to lose here.
That's true.
The only thing that I was like, gosh, I hope this is worth it, is because I missed one of my friends' like bridal activities, and she was not happy with me, and so I was like, oh, please be worth it.
Right.
Well, it was worth it.
And it was worth it.
Oh my gosh.
And people were like, you parked at LAX? And I'm like, I can't like scoop him on the curb. I've never met him in person. Like,
could you imagine
like an Uber driver?
Our first interaction is like a cross, like driver's seat hug, like in LAX. Like,
yeah, it's like, am I your Uber driver, or is this like a 90-day fiance meetup at the baggage claim? And I went with that one.
She got out.
Wait, so at this point, it had been 6 weeks since you guys started talking.
Yeah.
And he flew in at 8 weeks.
Wow.
And then even like on the last, like on Sunday when he was flying out that night, I was like, I might never hear from this guy again. But towards the end of the day, we like had last minute booked tickets to I don't remember.
Rams football game.
Rams football game. And that's where Aaron asked me to be his girlfriend. But even after that, I was like, I mean, would you be surprised if a guy asked you to be his girlfriend and then got on a plane and you never heard from him? I wouldn't. Like, I was kind of like, is this real?
Dang, you got no hope for humanity.
I mean,
I
I've seen
almost
it
wish
all.
I would think like that, to be honest. I really wish I would. But I think, oh my God, I would
I was
be
like, I think I have a boyfriend. We'll see how he acts over the next few days.
oh my God, that's so funny. I would be like, if that happened, I would never date again.
Yeah. And then I think like as soon as he got back to Charlotte, we booked my flight on Christmas to fly to Charlotte. And that's when I was like, oh,
This is real.
this is real. I have a boyfriend.
yeah, I mean, it went from like I mean, I don't even want to add up all of the hours, but if you add up all of the hours from October 2nd to December 2nd, like we knew everything about each other. So when we got in person and like the physical chemistry was there and like we could shoot the shit and we could go to workouts and we went to karaoke with my friends. Like I was just like, this is easy.
But
Like,
even when
it's-
he made his trip out here, he was like, I'm only going to stay with you one
I did
night.
say that. I did say that.
My therapist was like, no, he's not.
I was like, I'm gonna stay with you for like 1 or 2 nights, and then I'm gonna like go kick it at my friend like Michelle's
I
house.
was like, what?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. So then when did you actually like move out here?
Yeah, so that was December of 2021 was when we started dating, and then we did like 4 or 5 trips back and forth over the next 6 months, and then I moved out here in June of 2022.
Okay, so then after dating and being out here for some time, like how did you know? Well, did you always just kind of know at that point of dating like Chelsea's the one?
Oh, I got another good one for you on that one. So it was the end of May. I was planning on moving out here in the first week of June. Chelsea,
My birthday week.
your birthday week. Chelsea had her flight ready to rock. So she was going to come out with 2 empty suitcases and I was going to fly back with 2 full suitcases. And we were going to just like take my life out to LA just in suitcases.
And I will start by, I'm going to interrupt and say it was the night before my flight and I was taking my dog to my friend's house so that she could watch my dog while I flew to like get this guy. And while I'm in the car,
she gets a call from me that I had a brain hemorrhage and like was in the ER, like,
Oh my
with
God.
a brain bleed. And, so what turned out to be her flight out here
out to Charlotte.
out to Charlotte to like take me and bring me back to like move to LA turned into a 6-day stay in the neurological ICU in Charlotte. And very blessed, obviously, as people can see me on this podcast, literally 99.9% of like completely fine now that it's happened. I'm very blessed. Actually, I think the statistic is 17% of people don't even make it to the hospital before something like catastrophic happens.
And some come back with like memory loss or like one leg
It's essentially
doesn't
like,
work
I think
or-
essentially like it's a stroke, a brain hemorrhage is. And so I could have like a side of my body could like not like it's a whole thing, but like it's crazy because I called her at like 6 p.m. on Tuesday and she was coming out like on the red eye Thursday morning. And so instead of like me picking her up, like, oh, let's move back to LA together. My parents picked her up because my parents were at the hospital with me and I wake up in the hospital bed at like 6 a.m. and it's like, here's Chelsea.
on my
like-
birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
But I will also say, like, it was crazy on his side, but on my side, it was also crazy because so I dropped my dog off. I go home. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. The next day, I like go to work because I'm wrapping things up. And then that night, I'm getting on the red eye. And I get to the airport. You know, everyone's all these people that I don't even, you just realize how loved Aaron is, because like so many people that maybe I had met when I was visiting Aaron long distance, or people that I didn't even know, were just bombarding my Instagram, like sending me so many messages, like getting in contact with me on Facebook. Like it was a lot. And so then I'm talking to all these people. I get to the airport. I'm sitting at the gate. We're boarding in 10 minutes. And then my flight gets canceled.
Oh my God.
Which has never happened to me in my whole life. And of course, like the time I'm like, okay, I got somewhere to be. So now I'm like in a full panic. Everyone's running. I'm like, where's everybody going? So I remember looking, like when we booked the flight, there was always like 2 red eyes to Charlotte. There was like the 10:15 and then like a 10:55. I booked the 10:15. It was always like, did I want to land at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.? So I booked the earlier one. And then when the flight was canceled, I ran and I'm like standing at the ticket counter. I'm like I'm like, my boyfriend is like dying in the hospital. Like, he puts me on a standby list. American Airlines is in 2 terminals at LAX. So now I'm in slides. I got like the things on, you know, I'm ready for like this red eye flight. I'm ready to like, yeah. So now I'm running in like these spongy, like viral Amazon slides to another terminal. The luggage, all my checked luggage, I don't know where it is. Get through security, have to toss the water that I bought for the first flight. Get through security. I'm sweating. Get to this gate. There's like 7 people there for standby. I'm crying. I run into this girl I know. She's trying to get to Miami for like some kind of party trip. I'm like, bitch, sit down. Like, I'm like on the list. And this guy gave me his seat.
Oh.
And not only did he give me a seat, it was an aisle seat. It was perfect.
Oh my God.
We don't know where that gentleman is, but thank you, sir.
But I landed at 6:30. You know, I had met Aaron's parents like once or twice, and I'm like, well, now we're gonna see like what kind of parents he has. You know, it's like, is his mom in the room, or is it like, am I in the room? And she literally was like, he's all yours. Bye. Like
Essentially, yes.
They dropped me off at the hospital. They came in obviously and showed me like how to get to the room, and then it was kind of like, well, Chelsea's here. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
I knew I wanted to marry her before, but after that week, it was like sealed the deal. Yeah, 7 days in the neurological ICU. So like my parents drop her off, and like, yeah, they're just like wiping. They're like, oh, he's all yours. But the really interesting about the whole thing is like after my friend drove me to the ER, and after like whether they gave me drugs or like the bleed just like stopped. Because they didn't stop it. It just stopped. I was like really fine. And so it was like a really interesting like 7 days. Because like the hospital has a rule that if you come in with this like certain kind of bleed, like just to make sure that it doesn't continue or it doesn't happen again, they keep you there for 7 days. But like after day like 1.5, like I'm not obviously at 100%. I was like very slow moving and like I did like feel different after it all happened, but like I was completely coherent. I was completely like, so we basically like watched TV and like she like worked from like the bench and like we watched movies and we like walked laps around so it was like a very weird, like we were also just like.
It's weird because you're around like non-coherent people that have like tubes down their throat, and they're like they were in like a traumatic car accident, and you know we're kind of just like hanging out.
Felt like very hangout-ish. I was like,
but they had to do a procedure at day 7
to
like go and check, which I still to this day cannot get over. But they like stick a camera through your wrist up into your brain.
And then they checked it, and I was discharged like 4 hours after the procedure, and just went home. And yeah, so at that point, it was such a traumatic, like, not experience. Sorry, I didn't mean to say experience, but like it was because it was the magnitude of it being a hemorrhage. Now we're in the position where like I'm not. We've already missed her flight back. Like we had to book her. We had to book her a flight back.
You couldn't fly for 30 days, so I had to leave him there.
So basically, like we had to like do it all over again. So she helped me like get reacclimated like back at my house, and like because I didn't want to drive for a couple of more days and all that kind of stuff. And then we decided that she would fly back, and then I would, once again, I'm very blessed. I work for myself, and like my clients like understood what I was going
through.
His
parents.
So I went to my parents in South Carolina and just kicked it for like 2 or 3 weeks and just tried to get reacclimated back to like life. But it was also like, I tell this, it was a really big deal, the brain hemorrhage, but I got to spend time with my family with no work obligations. I had nowhere to be. And like, when I tell you it was like the most awesome, like 3 weeks, because it was just like, I feel like you have so much stress in your life, whether that be like a bill to pay or your flat tire or you injured yourself or you have a family member that's sick or there's just so much going on in the world to like be living at my parents' house for like 3 weeks. It was just like really cathartic is probably like the best way to put it. There were some challenges during that time, but like, and then we decided like what our new date was going to be for her to come back out and get me. And she came back out and I think it was so the difference between the two is about 21 days. So I ended up coming out and moving out to LA on June 22nd. So that was like my new date.
And I will, say that the beginning part of his recovery was hard. There was like a point where I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to move to LA. And like, I don't know how I'm going to, handle it, because there was like, I wouldn't say like motor skills or like just certain things that were like taking a minute for Aaron to process. And it felt like, I love him and like would do anything for him, but also it was still like a pretty new relationship at 6 months. And I think there was a lot of reflecting on my end. Like when I left after being in the ICU with Aaron for a long time and then him coming out of that. I mean, when you have a near-death experience, you come back and it's like, I mean, I guess I could say it's like a little bit manic and a lot of like high energy. When you see the light on the other side is the best way to explain it. And it was a lot for me where I'm like, of course I would find like a good one. And now I have to like, don't make me go back out there.
Yeah.
I handled a lot of things incorrectly. I just got,
not incorrectly. It's just like he was recovering.
I shouldn't have been using marijuana like 2 days after I was getting out of the hospital, because I had a neurological problem and now I'm putting, drugs into my brain. That was just like not the right thing to do. But it was the thing that really got me was Charlotte's a small town. And so I was like I knew that like, I kind of felt like people were talking about me, like behind my back. Like I felt like when I was going around the town that it was just like, oh, that's the guy that like almost died of a brain hemorrhage. Like it was just like I just really struggled like re-entering, like, because like, what do you say to somebody that like almost died? Like when you see him at a coffee shop, I had a buddy come up to me and he was just like, yeah, man, like crazy. Right. And I'm like, that's all you like can say as that person. But like when you're on the other side of it, like I like bursted into tears in the middle of this coffee shop. I just didn't know what to do. Like your emotions are so jacked up because not only of like what has happened to your brain, but also like coming off of all the medication and stuff. Like that was like, I was a little kind of upset with the hospital because like the nurse checks you out, but like the nurse doesn't say like, who's going to be with him for the next 72 hours. And they should have looked at Chelsea and said, some shit can go down in the next like 72 hours. He's been on a lot of drugs. He still has more drugs to take. He's going to have like, there was no like,
Literally, we're like, where do we go from here? Is there like a follow up? And they're like, no.
it was just like, it was hard. It was like really hard. So it was quite the interesting 3 weeks. Let's just say.
Well,
that.
like I'm moving him here. So it's obviously like there's a level of responsibility on me as well. And you have to reflect and like, you know, if he didn't come back all the way, it's like what you're signing up for. And it's just like a lot of decisions. So I think,
I think that's super honest too. I
Yeah.
think anyone in your position, like obviously it was so hard for you going through that like because it's happening to yourself, but
Right.
as a partner, like I think you often forget like that is just so hard, and now you have to think about like, oh my gosh, like this could really affect and impact my life, and I think that is the most honest,
yeah.
you know.
yeah, I mean, and you know, when you like I talked about it in therapy, and it's when someone comes back, like say he was like disabled, like, you know, where you're getting like he's in a wheelchair and like you have to ramp. It's like you start thinking about all these things that like come with a partner, and like how it's not just like about you anymore. And it had always just been about me for so long. Like before Aaron, I had dated people, but I had lived alone for like 10 years probably. And I think it was just a time where I was like, okay, it's not just me and my dog. It's me and like another human. High risk, high reward. It worked out.
It did. Yes.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Sorry to go so
And
deep
now
into
he's
like
here.
No, I'm just like, I mean, this is literally what this podcast is about,
Yeah.
is like going to these places. Like I had no idea.
A lot of people don't know.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
just like, thank you for sharing, because that's
course.
such a big part of like your story, but also your story as a couple. And I can just, going through something that hard together and coming out the other side, it's like, you know, that's like your person, you know, like it's not easy to go through something like that. So, oh my gosh, you guys.
My mom said she knew when I got on the flight.
It's true.
When the flight landed and
Yeah.
Aaron's parents were picking me up, I will forever be the girl that like calls my mom to tell her that I landed. I don't care how old I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, taking off, landing. And my mom, I was like waiting to get off the plane, and she's like crying on the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Because she's
you
like,
guys.
you would never do that for anybody. And I'm like, she's right.
So at this point, it had only been 6 months.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, and then after this all happened and you came out to LA, then
So
like
instead of beginning of June, he got here
Late
at
June.
very end of June, like right before the 4th of July.
Yeah. And then I was working, you know, I'm still working for myself to this day. So like, yeah, I was working for myself out of the office, and she had a full-time gig. And yeah, the first couple of months were great. It was obviously like living out here in LA. And then, I knew that she was the one, but obviously you have to be in someone's space for like more than 2 days in order to like really understand if how we would gel as roomies. And so
And then
the following April was when I proposed.
April Fools.
oh my gosh.
No, it was May 31st, but
We posted it on
we
April.
joked
Okay.
on social media that like this is not an
March
April Fool's
31st.
joke. March 31st. Sorry, this is not an April Fool's joke. We are engaged. So
Okay, so being someone who has worked in jewelry for so long, I just have to ask, like, was it very like the pressure of like what you're gonna get her?
No,
like,
because why?
I've actually played this scenario in my head for a long time, because we all knew if and when I got married, how does it go down? And a lot of my jewelry friends, like, they'll make their own ring and then they'll give it to their partner. But I really wanted to be surprised. Like my biggest thing was I didn't want to know it was happening. I feel like I always know when everything is happening. So like at least I could just be surprised. And I didn't want to give the ring and then be like in a waiting game. Like I have friends where it's like, they just know it's going to happen. And then they're like always wearing a certain outfit when they're doing something, or like, you know, their boyfriend's like, let's go to the beach. And they're like, better put on white, or like, you know, like all these girls that are like, I had no idea. And they're like in a white, like head to toe. And I'm
Perfect match.
I'm like, babe, you knew, okay. So I just like genuinely wanted to be surprised. And I told Aaron that we would design the ring together after. But there is one piece of jewelry that I think is really cool and unique from another designer, that I would pay full price for, because it's, and we can get into this with jewelry, but a lot of brands make tennis bracelets. A lot of brands make tennis necklaces. Like there's styles that like are in multiple brands carry those. And then there's a brand called Stephanie Gottlieb. She's based out of New York, and she has developed this bracelet called the Slider Bangle. And it's 18 karat gold, and you can slide different charms on it, and you can spell different words and put different symbols, and you can change them out on your own. It's like this guy here, and like the charms like slide and make noise. And so I was like, these are so cool. Like I would buy one, because she, I think, patented the design, and like she's the only one that makes them. I think there's maybe some like cheap China knockoffs now, but like she goes after them. So I think Aaron took note of that, and he designed this bracelet and proposed with the bracelet, which is so cute. He's like, I could design the ring with your jewelers. And it's just like, it was too much. Cause also I don't think I like shockingly didn't know what I wanted either at the time. So,
and I was totally fine taking the pressure off of me and just buying a bracelet online. I was so happy when she
all you
said
had to
that.
do was like decide what it was going to say.
Right.
But it's funny because after we were engaged, everybody's like, we're like, we're engaged. And you see their eyes like look down at my finger, and there's like nothing there yet. Cause like it took a few months, you know? But he did surprise me, and it was perfect.
3 stipulations: surprise, mom there, dog there.
I looked really cute that day.
So cute.
Like
So
I
cute.
got dressed for work and looked so freaking cute. And then we do this walk in our neighborhood, and it was a Friday. We are going to do the walk and then go get groceries. And of course I was like, let me just change. Aaron's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to walk in jeans. I mean, I got proposed to in like checkered Vans and like a zip up
And a
from
zip-up
Amazon.
hoodie and sweatpants.
Yeah. But I was surprised, and that's all I care about. It's like, to me, like I don't need to be in white in the photo. I just need to be surprised.
I love that. Honestly, that feels more like natural, and like, I don't know, like my friend just got engaged actually like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, do you have any more photos? And she was like, no. Just like, I literally, they took some, but they're blurry. And she's like, I don't want any more. She's like, the moment was perfect. It was just for them.
That's all that
and
matters.
yeah. Did you just celebrate an anniversary?
Yeah, 2
I
years.
feel like I saw that.
2
Yeah,
years, yeah.
congratulations.
And then yesterday was 4 years together.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so you two as a couple now, you obviously you've been doing social media for a long time, which
Right.
I kind of want to get into like how you got into the avenue, but you both make content together and you do as an individual. So
Right.
how did that kind of transpire? And like for you, how did social media become like your avenue?
Yeah. I've always been like, obviously, like I said, I've always been like an extrovert, and I've always been on social media. I call myself like a Facebook kid, because Facebook was literally invented like when I was a freshman in college. And I know that dates me for whoever is listening to this, but yes, fall of 2004, like I was like, what is this Facebook thing? And so I've been on Facebook chronically online since then. And so when video started to come into play, I was just like, I've always had like funny video ideas. And so I was just like, I'm going to like just start messing around and start, throwing some videos and some skits out there and just kind of see what happens. And it also helped that, my job was like really social media based too, because obviously every single client that was coming to us at the video production place was like, not only do we need this event recap, but like we have no idea like where this needs to go, what kind of resolution, what kind of orientation is it? And this is back when like IGTV was just coming out, and like Reels didn't even exist, and like all that kind of stuff. And so it was it was always like my job, but then I was always like trying to iterate on the side and figure out like where, like what I could do and what like I really enjoyed. And then the ability for like social media to just explode in the pandemic with TikTok and then IG Reels and YouTube Shorts, like short form is just like, it's really easy. You can just get like a quick dopamine hit. You can have an idea, you can deploy it in 30 seconds, and then it can get out to the masses. And so that's really exciting for me. It's almost kind of like you know, and a lot of the other top social media people, it's kind of like a game. It's like, can I hook you early enough? Is this funny? Is this like, who is this going to like make laugh? Is it going to make women laugh? Like, as a lot of my followers are women, it's going to make women laugh, but it's also like might make a couple of guys laugh. So like, who is this like for? Who is it going to like, you know, work for? And so it's just like really, that's what I really enjoy doing. And specifically when social media is moving as quickly as it is as well, the niche that I found for myself a couple of years ago was helping people that like just really didn't understand social media and like what's happening and why is it changing so quickly. So that was kind of where I saw my niche, because like I knew what was going to happen in the pandemic with TikTok and IG Reels specifically, is that like, because I had now been, you know, I was a little bit older, I'd been in business for a while and like been around business. What I knew was going to happen was that a social media manager that really is only in like normally posting photos and like writing text, like the CMO is going to walk in and be like, we need to be on TikTok. Can you figure it out? And I was just like, I knew that there was a niche for me to come in and like support like a pre-existing like marketing department and let them understand and like know that like, this is how TikTok is different from Instagram. And like, this is how you can have more fun on TikTok, and people want to see the behind the scenes, and people want to do this and that. And so that was kind of like the little niche that I found for myself from a consulting standpoint. But I've always enjoyed storytelling, or like, I say skits, but like dancing and being a goofball. And like in like 2021, I found a lady on Etsy and like got a Grinch costume and like started doing like all the TikTok dances like in the Grinch costume. And if I have an idea for a skit like today, I'll try to get it out tomorrow and just like see if people think it's funny. And so, yeah, so that's kind of like what I like to do on social.
Do you feel like you do more of like, just like you think of something and you just test it, or do you kind of have like different strategies that you repurpose?
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that, because, you know, obviously I do follow a lot of other social media consultants like on social media. And so everyone's like, you got to do a series. I was like, I don't really know like what my series like could entail. And so I'm thinking a lot of my stuff over the last 2 years, specifically when I started bringing Chelsea into it, a lot of it has been performing really well with like this world of like Chelsea kind of being like annoyed with me trying to pull her in, and like I was like, if you are in my content, it performs way better than just my face.
It started with me like eating in the background.
I've seen those videos.
Yeah.
Like the ice cream.
So I was like, yeah, let's just have her like sit in the background. I'll dance and we'll see what happens. Well, it wasn't like popping off as much as I wanted to. And then like in August, this Chris Brown dance came out, and I was just like, the best part about it is I said, I have this idea. All you have to do is sit there. And she's like, perfect. Just
Love.
tell me.
That's my favorite job.
Just sit there. And so I did it, and it blew up. And so I think what I had like seen on social media is I had seen people start to do things like an overlay of like showing my wife what I learned today. Like maybe like the wife works out of the house, and like the husband like learned a new trade or learned a new dance or learned a new like joke or like, so I was like showing my wife what I learned today. And I just did showing my wife what I learned today, like part 1, part 2, and part 3. And it's, I mean, we're probably over like 2 or 3 million views and I'm now up to like part 16.
My favorite part are the people that like bash me in the comments because I like don't care about his dance, and it's like, babe, I've seen the dance. I've already laughed.
If you go into the comments section,
like, this is called acting.
Yeah, she's like, she's so unbothered. So we found like this like little nook in our kitchen that she like I put her on the corner of the island and she chops vegetables and like whatever the trending dance is out right now, I just dance to it. But I always like purposely make like the most like gaudy eye contact with her, but she's not even looking at me. She's like looking down and like chopping the vegetables. And it's just like so much fun because like she's chopping vegetables almost every night, and there's a video that I can dance to almost every night, and it's just been popping.
People always comment on my like cucumber chopping skills, and I'm like, first of all, it's a zucchini. Thank you so much.
People have something to say about everything.
But
That's hard about social.
But I will tell you that like we're on like the 15th iteration, and we're still at like 99% like positive comments.
Viral video, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like they're it's like, are they saying like, oh God, she's not paying attention to you? Oh God, she's so unbothered. Like, oh, like, yes, but like very rarely will I get like something derogatory
nasty,
or anything
yeah.
like that, which for TikTok is like very nice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at right. I've also
Perfect for me.
Yeah.
Because I like learning the dances, and like Aaron can watch a dance and then do the dance.
You're
And I'm
really
like,
good at it. Like
I
truly.
appreciate it.
literally. And I like when I do dances with Aaron, I like have to learn them in the bedroom like by myself. And then like God forbid I learned it in like the opposite direction that he did. You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, I'll just go left first." Like, you learned it left first? And I'm like, "Yeah, like I can't go right first." Like I spent the whole time learning
true.
left first. And he's like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll just like invert it." And then he just like does it.
Do you just like for trends and stuff? Are you just like actively always on it and just like watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm you know, because
But sometimes I get served them first. Like if I see something and I'm like,
she's like my little assistant.
I'm like, I've seen 3 people do this dance.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never seen it. Or the worst is when like I've seen a dance for like a week. And then I finally am like, have you learned this one yet? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, I could have like showed this one to you 5 days ago. Like I am just getting served this dance all day long.
Yeah.
So do you guys kind of have this like, obviously now that you have your own jewelry brand, you are also doing like social and you are front facing for the brand. So do you guys kind of do like a crossover situation with?
All the time.
But
It is
social
like-
for me is very new. At least for my face and me speaking on the camera.
Yeah.
I like have gone through like ample amounts of therapy to like figure out how to talk on camera.
But
it
you're
is-
like, I was on your Instagram page earlier and I was like, it looks really well done. Like,
Yes, that's just since November 11th.
Wait, like last month?
Well, for her business, she
me
popped
to,
off
like-
on her TikTok for her business.
I posted a video on TikTok and it went viral and it gave me a little courage. And so now I'm like posting on both. It's very hard for me to talk on camera. I will say it is hard, and I commend everybody that does it. But there's something about being on camera, like Aaron will turn the camera on and I go blank. So sitting here is really great.
You're great. Like, you're fantastic. I would never know.
She went to dinner with her friends a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, "Oh, I filmed a video like talking to the camera. I'm getting better at it. Let me show you." But what she didn't realize is she showed them like the 8 minutes that it took her to film the 30 seconds, and me coaching her in the background and her like mouthing off to me like, "I'm gonna get this. Just get out of the room."
I know I'm waiting for him to mash up all the like bratty things that I say while I try to get the cuts. I have been battling the camera struggle for a very long time, and I have envied people that have gotten really good on camera, and I don't know how they do it. And for months, I know that is the answer if you want to grow your brand. And it's so hard. So like, there's no easy answer, but I will say I started just like turning my reverse camera on while I was sitting in traffic. Even if I didn't say anything, it was just like the fact that it was on and I could see it in front of me. And then I would talk to it. And the funny thing is that when I FaceTime with my mom or my sister, we only FaceTime. We do not do phone calls. And Aaron and I do not do phone calls. So I don't understand why like being on camera is so hard for me because that's all it is like FaceTiming with a friend or a family member. And then, I posted a video about a product that I made and it was well received. And now I'm like, what do we post today? What do we post? And I'm just like,
now she's
Wait,
like,
I don't know
I
like
love
why
that.
TikTok picked me, but I'm just like gonna keep going. And I'm posting them on Instagram too. Right now I have one or a couple that are performing well on both, but I will say like TikTok is kind of like a space where people feel like a lot less pressure.
100%. Like I do a lot of TikTok content, but I wouldn't put that on my Instagram. Like it's just like TikTok's kind of like the safe space content platform.
And
It is.
I think for me, it was like, if I'm going to quit my full-time job and like, do my own thing all the time, like I got to grow a pair and like get this going because it's what's standing in between you and success. And it's like, why is this thing that feels so simple standing in between me? And I'm watching these people on TikTok, they're like blabbing about diamonds and engagement rings. And I'm like, when I'm sitting with people and they're like, oh, you make custom engagement rings? And I'm like, I made 20 last year. Like, why? Like, and nobody knows. And so now, like, luckily I have a lot of content and I can do like the green screen and like really, now I've got like backloads of content that I'm like, what do we dig up next? Like, remember that project I did? And like, so I'm just trying to like keep the momentum high.
Oh, that's so encouraging because that's like, it's so brave. And it's also like you pushing yourself to actually do that. Cause some people just sit in that fear forever and they just won't get outside themselves. But like the fact that you're like, no, I'm going to try and I'm going to do this every day. And like, that's just really brave and encouraging for sure.
And it's fun. I have like all these friends, like all these people that I don't know.
The amount of times that she said in the last 3 weeks, "Oh my God, these people are so nice." I'm like, we've hit the right algorithm.
Yeah.
A few like negative comments.
Of course,
I launched a new product, I guess almost a month ago, just under a month ago, and it's been well received by the market.
Is this the ring
jacket?
Yeah. Okay, so I actually want to get into the jewelry of it all because I feel like I don't know. I love jewelry. Like it's like where like I had a conversation with my friends the other day and I was like, are you a bag person or a jewelry person? And I'm like, I am a jewelry person. But I don't know much about the industry at all. And so I would love to know like a little bit more of like what you do and then the ring jacket because I know of the ring jacket.
So I have always worked doing product development for other brands and it's really fun. And I think the last brand that I worked for, I kind of realized that I love functional jewelry and I love jewelry that's, a little bit different. And I think jewelry right now, as I mentioned about like the tennis bracelet or the tennis necklace or, there's like hoops and like things that like come across like so many brands and everyone has like their own take on it. But at the end of the day, like you can get gold hoops from 50 people and coming up with a unique product is in jewelry doesn't happen every day. That's kind of like the slider bangle that Aaron proposed with. It's like when people come up with something really unique and cool, if it hits, it's really like an exciting moment. And I had this idea. I would say I've been stewing on it since really early this year, maybe the end of last year, but I'm really into fitness and working out and health and wellness. And I used to wear an Apple Watch, but the watch is like, this is like prime real estate, like to stack jewelry. So I battled it for a long time. I broke up with it. It came back. Like I'd just wear it for workouts, like all these things. And then I finally was like, I'm going to get an Oura ring. I pay for the gold. I gaslit myself to believe the gold was like not that big of a difference from like real gold. I was like, people are like, it's orange. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's like 18 karat color. Like, no, it's bad. So ever since I have had it, which is at the end of last year, I was like, we need to like do something better. And then TikTok, people were stacking like diamond bands or like fake diamond bands with their Oura ring. And so I did that for a while and I was like, okay, it looks better. I can deal. I bought cheap ones, which I normally don't buy like Amazon jewelry, like I could just make a couple. And I was like, but I'll try these. If I like them, then I'll make them in real. Then I had just been like stewing on like, how do I make it better? Like, how do I like cover it? And I got the idea because I have been making wedding bands for people where it's 2 bands and they're connected at the bottom and they have a space in between them. And so you can put your engagement ring in between the 2 bands. And so it's like band, engagement ring, band, and they all like sit together. And so then I'm like, okay, what if the opening was on the bottom? And so the top is covered. And so that's kind of where the ring jacket came into play because, I mean, I can show you here, but can you hold my mic? Can you hold my mic for me?
Yes.
So it's open on the bottom
Yeah.
and then your ring
You just
slides
slide
in the
it
back.
in. Okay.
Whereas like I used to do I'd make wedding bands where they're attached and you put your your engagement ring and you slide in like that. So I just reversed the concept. And so now I kind of wish I had the silver one because the 2-tone would be kind of cool if it like peeked around, but now you can't even tell.
Yeah, see, that was my thing with Aura Ring because like I also have an Apple Watch, but I just don't like how any of them look like any fitness product.
Yeah, because even like for you, like you love silver and like white gold, and I feel like that one is less jarring because it's an easier like shade to match. However, I find even people that have the silver Aura Ring are still very interested in this product. And so it's been received like very well on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere else that now that's pretty much all I'm doing for holiday. So I pushed back the launch of like my new collection. You know, the nice thing is like I'm driving the boat and I can launch things whenever I want and I can make my own rules. And since that's the case, I can just launch my new collection later and really focus on getting the ring jacket to like as many people as I can. And just hoping, you know, everyone enjoys it as much as I do, which people have started receiving their orders and it's been very well received.
Oh my God,
like
that's
from
so
excitement
exciting.
and delivery. So
Yeah, that's so exciting.
And the best part is like I don't know any of the people buying it. Like normally when I launch a collection, like there are definitely people where I'm like, okay, I know this friend of mine, my mom's gonna buy something. Like, you know, it's like your first or second circle of people. And the coolest part about the ring jacket is that it's all like people from all over the country. Someone in Spain bought one, someone in Mexico. Like it's like kind of interesting. I mean, it's really exciting.
Kind of interesting. It's really interesting.
It's really interesting, and that's like the goal, right? It's like you want to reach more people, and just being able to see how it's like spreading. That's like, oh, I can only imagine how exciting that is for you.
And it's exciting because when the mask chain went viral, I was alone and like lived alone. And it's not like I was unhappy or anything, but it's really cool to like have a product that's being well received by the market and have Erin along for the ride and the help. And, you know, now I'm like, I need to post about this. Can you help me with this? And like just having Erin to help. I mean, Aaron's like also helping me quality control jewelry. Like he's very educated now. He's like, oh, is this pave? Like he knows what he's talking about.
Well, she was like, when she was, you know, she was thinking about leaving her full-time role and she's like, what do you think? And I was like, if you really want to know what I think, you're very talented, and the real missing piece of like you is getting the word out and marketing. And like, that is what I do. And like, that's like, if you want somebody to tell you to press record, I'll tell you to press record. And so when we first said that, like, I was just like, we are the perfect storm. Like you're introverted and have really good at design. I'm extroverted and know what organic social and like marketing is all about. And so like, why would we not try to do this thing together?
But the original plan was to lean into, my knack is that I really love making, full custom engagement rings that are affordable and educating people along the way, because a lot of people don't know what they're buying and they're already, nervous because they got to propose, and just like educating them on the stones and the quality. And I went to diamond school, so I have a degree from GIA, and like just educating people like with every single aspect that they're picking and like why the cost changes, and making the jewelry affordable and a fun experience. And so that's what we were going to lean into. And I think I like stewed on it for a while because, there's so many other people that do engagement rings. So it's like very competitive, but I think you have to just like keep your head down and realize like there is so many people out there, like everybody can be successful and sell similar products. But a thing that I bring to the table is I think I have a level of creativity that bringing jewelry that's functional and different, and like this really blends my passion for fitness and jewelry together, which I think like kind of made me emotional because it's like, my two worlds colliding, and just really being able to take my time and make quality jewelry, where the job that I worked before I left was very like fast, and we were launching new product every single week, multiple times a week. And I felt like it was always just like like forcing a square peg in a round hole, and my mental health was deteriorating. And I told Aaron that, you're losing your passion for like an industry or something that you love, not because of yourself. Like you're losing it. It's kind of like growing up if you played a sport and then you quit because like your dad like was so mean to you while you were practicing, or like the coach was terrible and like ruined your experience. And I'm like, if someone's going to ruin my experience in jewelry, it better be me, not somebody else. And so I was like, I just really want to be able to take my time, produce quality things, slow down, enjoy my life. Like I want to just like be married and like enjoy Aaron and like not work. Like I think so many people get wrapped into these like golden handcuffs of life, and it's like we wake up, work, and go to sleep. And I'm just like, there has to be more than that. And like the connection with people, and jewelry does that to people.
I'll take making less money and working for myself than making more money and working for somebody else or building somebody else's dream.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the direction I feel like a lot of people are starting to go, because we start to realize like this is our one life, and like, do you really want to slave away doing something that you don't feel like fulfilled in, or like for somebody else, or like, I 100% agree with that. And I think it's wonderful that you both work for yourself, and
especially in LA. I feel like you'll sell your soul just to like pay your bills. And I started working in the industry at $14 an hour, and it was like there's one week every month where I would make like $440 would drop in, and then $419 would come out for my car payment. And my mom was like still in my bank account at that time, and she's like, nice payday. And it's like and then I submitted my income to the student loan people. I'm like, this is how much money I make.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well, your adjusted monthly bill is $375. I'm like, there's another week of pay.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks of my pay out the door. And so I think, like I've had to do a lot of reverse learning, I would say, in the past 3 months. Like I'm definitely on a mental health journey where so much so where like, I was like, I feel getting sick because you're just like battling. Right now I'm trying to unlearn the way that like the 9 to 5 and like the way you've been living your life, like try to unlearn it so you can relearn a new lifestyle and like put yourself first in your health. And, we're really healthy people. So when something is like affecting my health, it's like, okay, this is a red flag. And like, we have to make a change because like we work out every day, we don't drink, and we are like pescatarian, like don't really eat a lot of processed food. I'm like, if I'm sick, like something's happening.
Yeah, you have to really be in tune with that.
Yeah.
But it's also just like stress really is what kills people. Like stress really manifests in your body. Like you can be the most healthy person, and then you just are in like a season of high stress, and it will literally affect everything.
Slowly kill
And
you.
it's crazy. Like, we remember when like hustle culture was cool.
Yeah.
And
Forget
now
that.
and now when I see people, I'm like, you're not cool anymore. Like, Devils Wear Prada is not cool.
Not
Like, we don't
cool.
want to be like that. We don't want to be like when you're like so busy. No.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm trying to just find, I forget what I was reading, but it was like finding other ways to answer someone when they say, how are you? Because everyone goes busy, but good.
That is so real.
It's like,
I'm like, I
don't even have the answer yet, but like I try everything in my power to not say I'm busy.
Yeah.
Like,
You say booked and busy. That's
yeah,
what you say.
right.
Yeah.
Like I'm fulfilled and happy. And like, you know, you can be that without being sucked in. It's like, I don't know. I feel like the past few months have been like a huge learning experience for me. And just like, I can still be a boss.
Yeah.
I also think it's great because in the world, I mean, obviously, like the internet changed a lot a long time ago. But even just like now, I mean, where we're at right now, it's only going to get better. I mean, obviously, like a lot of stuff is getting crazy with AI and stuff. But like, if you want to have a YouTube channel about Legos, you can have a YouTube channel about Legos. If you want to sell an ebook, if you want to sell a course, if you want to do whatever you want, it's just like, it's really great. And that's why I think a lot of people are really enjoying, like, you know, stepping away, and you see it on social media all the time. I was working at blank and blank, and now I like am launching my startup, and I did this much in this year. Like, it's just like, I love seeing everybody doing that. And it's nice. It's kind of like a flywheel, because like you want to talk about your business and be on social, but then it's also like free marketing for your business after you get a couple of viral videos. And now all of a sudden there's all these people on your website and they want your product. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I just want to work and hang out with my husband
and hang out with who else?
and Chicken, our dog. I mean, it's so funny, but like part of like the hardest thing about working a full-time job was like leaving the house, because Aaron's like at home all day, and I'm like, we have so much fun together, and like we can just like hang out. And I'm like, how do we pay the bills and hang
out all day.
Well, as long as we're pressing record in the office, we'll be making
I
money.
mean, my perspective on like work and hustle like totally shifted when I met Aaron, because it's just like these things are important, and it's important to like work really hard, but like you do not have to sell your soul. And like all I need to do is like work enough, and then I want to go home and like hang out with my person and my dog.
Agreed. That's so sweet. What are you guys now kind of looking forward to, or like what's ahead? Because this is actually going to come out in January.
Okay.
So I would love to know, just like, yeah, what are you looking forward to in the new year?
I think for me, it's it's a goal that I'm also looking forward to, is just being more present in the day to day. Whereas before, with the hustle culture and like working full time and, you know, stretching myself super thin, it was really just, I would often think to myself, or even say to Aaron, like, oh, I just need to get through this day, or like, oh, I can't wait till like I'm home from like all these things I need to get done. And I'm trying to have like a perspective shift where I can just be present in every moment, and you know, one foot in front of the other, to enjoy my day and work, and really feel like, you know, it's very cliche when people are like, live each day to the fullest, but it's like, no, that's really what I want to do. And I want to be present and not try to just fast forward time, which sounds corny, but
No,
that's
it's
how I
not.
feel.
It really is not. I think that is something that we in society have lost, like truly. And
We've lost the plot.
Yeah,
It's like,
we
what is
really
everybody
have.
doing?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's honestly a kind of perspective shift that I'm learning, because I was always like a future thinker, like
Yes.
just like what's next and like how do I get there. And I think as I get older too, I'm just like, no, I just want to live my life.
Well, and it's also like if you have a to-do list of 3 to 5 things and you finish that list at 2 p.m., like you're done for the day. Like we don't need to add more to the list. Like you don't have to work 9 to 5 to be successful. Sure, some days will you work 18-hour days because like it's your passion project and you're building something greater and all of that. Yes, but like it's also okay to like do 3 to 5 things and then do something else and like go for a walk, or like I want to be at the Grove at 2:00 on a Wednesday sometimes, like, and not feel like that pressure of like, I shouldn't be here. Or I think being in business for yourself, it's very easy to feel like you should always be doing something. And so I told Aaron, I was like, I'm going to be making these like daily lists. And once that list is done, like I'm done. Obviously, like you can answer people on social media, and like social media is very second nature to our generation, I feel like. So it's, you know, very easy to do that kind of stuff. But like, we don't need to like be slaving all weekend and all night. And you have to really allow yourself to turn off. Otherwise, you will sit and watch a movie together and be thinking about like, oh, as soon as this movie's done, I gotta like go do that.
Yeah.
It's like you have to give yourself the space to be like, when that's done, you're done. And then you'll see like in your brain you can turn off. At least for me. But that's really my goal for next year, is to just like be present every day.
And read more. And finish
the book.
Finish my book. It's a really good book. Honestly, I was like, I want to read it slower because I don't want it to end. But now I've like taken slower a little too far.
I believe in you. You will complete this book.
Yeah, right. I need to. But you know, I also, with that being said, of like taking the pressure off. Like, I don't have to be a reader. I can also like read when I want. And not feel bad about it.
Absolutely.
And like, I'm just trying to put pressure on things, like not put so much pressure on everything, where I'm so used to just like having max pressure all the time. Like, it's kind of like when Billy Simone like would take the back seat. It's like, there was a point in my life where I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on with Billy? And Billy like didn't always have to be, like she was always there, but like in different levels. And I think when you accept that, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Same with the book. It's there.
What about you, Aaron? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to, number one, I'm looking forward to this new chapter with Billy Simone, because when I think we didn't really have a discussion as to like what it was going to take to scale Billy. I think like, because we were really living in this world where, you know, a project was luckily like coming into onto our plate, like every like 2 to 4 weeks, we would get a new inquiry about an engagement ring, or like I was reaching out to friends and being like, hey, like you guys are getting pretty serious. Do you need an engagement ring? Like, and so like, that was kind of like in my back of my head. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do like, 75% of my business. And then like, I'll do a couple of like Billy Simone stuff over here, but like times changed and like things shifted, and we just need to keep our head down for like Billy. So it's like, that's another cool thing, is like when you're married and you're both doing a business that can like correlate with the other person, it's just like we can go full throttle on Billy during holiday, and then like if January is a little bit slower, like then I'm going to focus on my business a little bit more and look for new clients and make more content and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for January, just because we're going to get through this holiday. And then she's got a new collection coming out, and we'll keep making content and we'll keep doing all those kind of things. Another thing I'm excited for is we have some weddings coming up this year. So I'm excited to travel a little bit more. We've had like a slow travel year based off of a lot of different factors. One being like just stacking a little bit of cash, but like, trying to have a couple of more trips, because we have really been, head down this year. And so
overexerted,
but like, once again, it's like, we're going to be together until we die. So like this year was like, the chill year, and next year, hopefully we travel a little bit more and, do all those kind of things.
And I think adjusting to those ebbs and flows will be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. So, I told Aaron, I was like, if there's a month where Billy is slower, like I can't panic, because it's fine, because all the months that are like really great, like offset the months that are not. And like, you have to, it's really hard, but you have to find a way to enjoy, if I have a month of like not a lot of stuff going on, it's like, don't panic, enjoy it.
I'm the financial numbers person. So when she freaks out, I'm just like, we're going to take these 12 months and we're going to hit the average button. And I'm going to show you what you've been doing for the last 12 months. And we're not going to freak out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like a power couple. I love it. But I think we'll go into my rapid fires at the end.
Okay.
I'm stressed.
Well, they're really not rapid fires,
No.
honestly. You can take your time with it. But what's your favorite movie?
My favorite, I keep saying my favorite movie of all time, and it has been since like 7th grade, is Remember the Titans. Because I was growing up when that came out, and I just thought like Denzel in that movie was just like top tier. So I've been saying that's my favorite movie for a very long time, but I'm also a Jim Carrey fan. So Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, all of those. I showed her Dumb and Dumber a couple of months ago. That was a little, I looked back on it, I was like, oh boy.
Well, my favorite movie is The Holiday.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
I watch it every holiday season.
We'll be watching it.
So good.
We'll be watching
My
it
favorite
soon.
non-holiday movie is an unpopular opinion and not up for discussion, but it is Burlesque with Christina Aguilera.
You've never seen Burlesque?
Oh my gosh.
I will watch it.
I could sing the whole thing. But The Holiday is a movie that I will cry to every season.
It's beautiful. Who is your favorite music artist?
We're not big music people. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, I looked at my Spotify Wrapped and it was like laughable. Like, there was just like this one new song that I heard back in like April, and I listened to it like nonstop for 3 weeks. And then I looked at my Spotify Wrapped and
It's
like
number
that
one.
was my number one. And it was like he had 3 other songs on the album, and so like his like it was like 1, 2, 3, and then like another song and like 4. So, like. I'm a big, and the other thing too is for Spotify Wrapped, I'm like a huge like 90s hip hop R&B guy, and so like
Great era of music.
like we were in the car and I put the car in park and Regulators came on and I sang the entire thing. I got into the second verse and she's like, I'm gonna go inside now, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish the rest of the track, but
right now I'm really loving Olivia Dean.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Vibing
Yes,
hard.
Yes. Oh,
we were on
think
mile 8 of our run today, and Man I Need came on, and we were just like,
she is incredible.
we might see her in LA next, in
or
a couple-
London. She's going to be in London. I'm
May.
like, do we just like do that?
Should we all go
go?
Because she had a show in LA recently, but I had listened to her album after the fact, and then I became obsessed with it. It's like all I listened to, and then
Right.
I saw she's gonna be in London and in Amsterdam in May, and I was like, oh,
yeah, we looked too.
We got friends in London, so we were
Yeah.
thinking about it too.
Yeah, I'm vibing off her right now. But I feel like I go through different seasons. I'm a big Fleetwood Mac lover. And I do love Fletcher, which I feel like is a less known person. But
She's solo, right?
Yep,
and
she's
she had
solo.
that really famous TikTok song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another one, the song too from Mike Posner came out with a new album this year, and we were going through some stuff in the early springtime, and he came out with a song called "Beautiful Day." It's just like it's a beautiful day to be alive, and so we play that.
Great bop.
That's our like in our feels song, and that also came on our run today too. So
yeah, I'm like shocked it wasn't in my Spotify Wrapped.
I know he was on my Spotify Wrapped. That was a good song.
What is, I guess I'll go with you first. Like, what is a most favorite piece of content you made?
Wow. Okay.
The Easter basket.
No, that was a good one. Okay, we can talk about that one. So my mom, I'm 39. My mom still sends me an Easter basket because she's the best. Shout out to Denise. She'll probably listen to this podcast.
Both of our moms are named Denise.
Another reason why we knew it was like, like when she told me her mom's name was Denise, I was like, this is only day 3, but
They're both very Denise.
they're both very Denise. So she sends me an Easter basket, and I'm in the creator program on TikTok, but like I didn't make this video like over a minute on purpose. It actually was like a 2-minute and 17-second video, but I'm in my car. We're at our like business mailbox. My mom sends me a thing, and my mom has like been giving me an Easter basket for 39 years. And so I know what's in this basket. So I guessed before.
We were guessing what was
guessing
inside.
what was in it. And we were correct on like 4 of the 5 items. But Chelsea, like, because I was filming in selfie mode, Chelsea took the first bite of like some of the things, and the internet just lost it.
You want to talk about bashing?
How dare she eat the first bite of the Easter basket from your mom? I was like, we're married.
And I'm like, my name was on there first.
yeah, Chelsea and Aaron.
But
so
I
that was
promised
just
him
like,
I wouldn't reply to anybody. So then I told my best friend,
and she ripped it.
and my friend was like, "Be right back. Let me grab my charger." And she's like going in.
Girl,
I was like, "What? I didn't respond."
that was also funny because it was over a minute. So not only were these haters like driving up
you
the
got
engagement, I
paid
made like
for
$350 off of all of these crazy people.
the best.
That was a fun one.
One of my favorite pieces of content this year, and when I tell you that when things come into my head, like I have to put them out. So this is like a weird one, but this is one of my most viral videos of the year. We're packing to go to Big Bear. And as a dude, I'm like, we're going to be there for 4 days. And one of those days I might shit my pants because that's just what happens. And so I was just like, okay, I'm going to put these 4 boxers in there, and I need to take 4 extra boxers in case I like shit my pants every single day I'm on vacation. And so I was like, this is a piece of content. And so I like took these boxers, I put the camera like below, and I was like POV, men packing for vacation. I was like, boxers for Friday, boxers for Saturday, boxers for Sunday. And then I paused and I go, if I shit my pants on Friday, if I shit my pants on Saturday, if I shit my pants Sunday, and an extra. And like there was men in there was women in there, and it's got like 1 million views on TikTok. It was funny. Once again, it's like I had an idea and I sent it and it worked.
And for you, what is your most favorite piece of jewelry you've ever made?
Ever made?
Ever. I know mine.
What, my engagement ring?
Well, that's beautiful, but
favorite piece of jewelry I've ever made. Is it like too soon to say the ring jacket?
no.
I just feel like I feel like it has a deeper meaning to me because it's like blending my life together. Like it feels like a very full circle item that I made. And I think that's really cool. But I've also done a lot of like really special jewelry resets for people. And so I think, have been some like client reset projects that I've done that have been very special where we've incorporated stones from previous items and then upgraded their projects. But I would say those are exciting.
We also currently have 3 of my best friends, a best friend from high school and 2 best friends from Charlotte, and my sister are all currently engaged with a ring that my beautiful wife has made. And like, you want to talk about like special.
Yeah.
We haven't been to any of the weddings because they're all engaged, but like, it's just like really freaking cool because
those are fun too.
We go over to like my friend's house and like just to see like my wife's beautiful design like on my friends, and like obviously like we get to go to all these weddings in the next 2 years, and so that's really cool. Like once my future brother-in-law proposed over Thanksgiving, and then my best friend proposed 2 days later to his fiance up at a waterfall in upstate New York. I was like, we have 4 of like very special people in my life, and all of them were engagement rings made by Chelsea.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
fun.
special.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What is on your 2026 bucket list?
You can go first.
I think an internet and getting over to London or like another like good trip is probably on my bucket list for 2026. And now that I say that, I also have another one that I just thought of too. But I turned 40 in July, and so like
so excited. Are you a Cancer?
No, I'm a Leo.
Okay, later July.
I'm a later July. Yeah, yeah. I just like we're running a half marathon in January, so I might do another one like later, or I might sign up for High Rocks because that seems to be the thing to do these days. But another bucket list. Yeah, I'm trying not to go once again. Like I get to like what does 40 mean? And I'm like, I'm going to try to do 40 things in year 40. And I'm just like, chill out. It's like, just like, let yourself be 40. But like, I am excited to try to like do some fun physical thing for my 40th. So yeah.
For me, it's the half marathon. It'll be my longest distance. And I think a bucket list item for me is when we take a nice trip or when we travel, I just want to run more in other places and like do that as a form of seeing the city of where we are.
Yeah, I just went to Europe in October, and like every city I went to, I just went on a run, and I was like, oh, this is the best. Like, this is the best way to see a new place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go out to London, run around there, it's
Oh yeah.
amazing.
I would love to do like a sanctioned race in another country.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like go to London, see Olivia Dean,
That's
hit
the
a
plan.
half
That's the
marathon.
2026 plan, guys.
right,
hit a half
right.
marathon.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God, that's exciting.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank
This
you
was
so
so
much. I
fun.
honestly think this is the longest I've recorded, and I like could go longer, but I appreciate your time so much, and you're always welcome back anytime. I will be watching all your
gosh.
content, and Billy, Simone, like I'm
you.
so excited for you both.
Thank
and
you.
just-
You're so sweet.
Thank you so
You had
much.
some great questions. So
it was so fun.
yeah.
Alrighty, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.